I'm Erica Turner. I am a Black woman wearing a black tank top with curly hair, and my hair is on top of my head. I mean, obviously, but like piled on top of my head. Um, and I'm like weirdly nervous, probably because I had to go after June, which I think is not fair. Um, so I'm a 2012 nonfiction fellow, but I am a cross-genre writer. Um, Lambda was my first like experience doing like real writing, and I still feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm cosplaying a little bit. But I'm gonna be reading from my forthcoming novel. It's not out yet, but it will be in 2026. It's called When We Almost Came Undone. And it's a young adult contemporary novel. It's set during the week in 2020 when George Floyd died. So trigger warning for police brutality. Um, okay. Oh my goodness, here I go. When we get to Alexis's place, 20 minutes later, she throws her seatbelt off, then sprints up the stairs to her second floor apartment. I barely have time to follow her through the gate of her small complex and past her front door as she hurries over to Poirot's kennel and unlatches the lock. A tiny mass of short, light brown fur and skinny legs propels itself through the air, accompanied by a high-pitched puppy bark as Poirot yells in joy. His pointy, black-tipped ears are pulled so far back that they're pinned to the skull of his little head, and his small pink tongue attacks every inch of Alexis's skin it can reach, which Alexis, to her credit, tries to keep from her face. Instead, she presses her cheek to the side of his squirmy belly and apologizes for how long she was out. It's okay, my sweet little baby. It's okay, she coos. She risks a quick nuzzle to his smushed black snout, dodging his tongue again as I pretend not to gag. Then I step further into her apartment. Oh, I say, it smells awful in here. I know, she says apologetically. He's still learning to hold it, and I was gone for a while. She picks Poirot up and inspects his butt and paws as if he were a newborn human child, even as his long, skinny tail whips around wildly in excitement. Apparently satisfied that he's not covered in his own poop, she plops him back on the ground and hurries to the kitchen. Just gotta clean this up, she says, and then I'll spray the house. She hurries between his kennel by the front door and the bathroom at the back of the apartment, while I reconsider my decision to stay with her for the weekend. Poirot sniffs my shoes, and I lift up my feet and step back. I need to be wary of falling prey to whatever curse he's cast on my sister, lest I too become a maidservant to the fur prince. Okay, Alexis says finally, huffing as she wipes her forehead. All done. I just have to take him out. But he already went, I tell her, in case she's forgotten the last 10 minutes. I wonder if baby brain applies to dog moms. Yeah, she says, but it's part of his training. So even though he's already gone, he's got to get used to the routine of going out when I get home, so that eventually he learns that I will come home to let him out. And then he learns to hold it. Sure, I say, because whatever. Why not just get a chia pet? I'm pretty sure they don't leave your house smelling like feces. Cool, she says, then hesitates. Wait, it's Friday night. I have to take out the trash too. Right now? Yeah, trash day is tomorrow. They come at like 7 a.m. She sighs, and for a split second, my usually calm and collected big sister looks like she might become a complete and total wreck. Okay, first I'll take out Poirot, and then I'll take out the trash, and then where does the trash go? I put in. I cannot take this level of logistics at 9 o'clock at night. Downstairs, she says, looking at me like I've just shown her the elixir of life, just behind the building. As she outfits Poirot with a tiny black and gold harness, I consolidate the trash from her kitchen and bathroom and trudge back outside. I'm not usually so helpful, but I hate seeing Alexis look so lost. It was only a split second, but the idea that she too might have the ability to break gives me a deep and probing terror. I don't want to imagine it. Not again. The first time I saw Alexis break, I was 10 years old. She was 25. I was sitting with mom and dad on our couch, watching a Bridezilla's rerun. Mel was already on a date with a girl who wasn't going to last the week, which we knew because she had a crush on a different girl she'd met at a concert 2 days before. We'd even placed bets because it was funny, even though Mel said we were jerks and that we were taking nonchalant alley shep too far. Alexis was in the kitchen, shoulders tense, brows furrowed, as she looked at her laptop. She was keeping track of the news, then, "It's coming. They're about to announce the verdict." Suddenly, the mood in the room changed. My parents sat up straighter. Dad leaned forward and changed the channel to the local news station. Mom put her hands on the pearls around her neck. Alexis came and sat next to me, her arm around my shoulder, like she was trying to protect me, though I didn't understand why. "Do you think they'll convict him?" Alexis asked. Dad took a deep breath and raised his shoulders. Mom just pursed her lips. "It's pretty cut and dry to me, though," Alexis kept talking. "Trayvon did absolutely nothing wrong. He went to the store, and Zimmerman, who isn't even a police officer, thought he looked suspicious and shot him. That's murder, right? Plain and simple. You can't just kill someone because you don't like their vibe." Still, our parents didn't respond. I looked at them and looked then at Alexis. They were talking about a black kid who'd been shot the year before. I heard about him, knew what he looked like. Based on what Alexis was saying, it seemed to make sense. A kid was killed. Why wouldn't the adult who killed him go to prison? "It's such an obvious win," Alexis went on, like she was trying to convince us that there wasn't any other option. Like there was no point in us even watching because, of course, Trayvon would get justice. Of course, the killer would go to jail. Of course, of course, of course. But that's not what happened. The killer was acquitted of all charges. He got to walk away scot-free, and I got to watch my big sister sob as my mom put her arms around her, whispering like it could be some comfort to hear, "It's okay, baby. This happens. It happens all the time."